Back to Power Play. It's time for our press gallery. Let's introduce Susan Delacourt of Toronto Star, which you get to meet her every Monday, and Bill Curry sitting in today for John Ibbotson. All right, welcome to the show. Let's go over this story. It's so bizarre, I got to talk about it. Reporter Jill Wisnowski with the Selkirk Record gets in communication with Conservative MP James Bezan, and he writes back an email, says that he's actually against the Nexon sale. She says, wow, that's kind of interesting. They recall the email. He writes another one that's straight out of the PMO speechwriters, and then for some reason he contacts her editor, and next thing you know, she's out of a job. What are you making about this one?
This is, I read that story this morning, and I thought there are so many aspects to this story. First of all, the thing that he said in the email that he retracted, he also said to other newspapers or to other media outlets out there.
Oh, I didn't know he'd done that. Okay.
That's weird. The even weirder part came before, when she had been told, and we know this isn't an isolated case, we've all had anecdotally stories about this, that she'd been told that she was too critical of the government, she was not to write about the government anymore, and the threat was that the government would withdraw its advertising, which is weird because that's federal government advertising, not Conservative Party advertising, and you're not supposed to be waving that around as a threat. And well, I'll let Bill talk, I don't want to, I just found the whole story was very, very strange. I can't think that this is a good thing, but we also know here in Ottawa this has been going on for quite a while, threatening reporters. And this one is just a really complicated, interesting case. She shouldn't have, though. I guess the other part of the story...
File a petition.
Yeah, that was so wrong. That's it. Most reporters know that you don't put your name to a petition.
Yeah, I agree. That was a little squeamish. Bill, what was your take? Like, is this the PMO getting too bullyish, or, you know, just an MP making a rogue threat or something?
Well, it certainly gives you a window on this whole Nexon debate and what MPs are really thinking. You know, we've done some stories, others have as well, about this mood in caucus, and it's been hard to get a sense as to how big it is and how vocal it is, but at least from that first email that he sent out, it certainly seems like he really wears it on his sleeve. When he, you know, the fact that he's sending it out to somebody, obviously didn't know it was a reporter at the time, but he felt at least he could be sending this out to his constituents and to talk about how strongly opposed he is. And then, of course, you've just got this contrast between, you know, what you would assume is how he really feels and how the PMO tells him how he really feels, and it's two very different things.
I kind of find it funny that they must loop all their correspondence through the PMO, because there's no way that the PMO would have spotted and said, hold on, recall that letter that you sent to her, because it doesn't say what we want you to say. And it's kind of interesting. But I want to stick with you, Bill, for this thing. The ambassador to China, our ambassador to China, says, oh, December 10th is the Nexon deadline. That's the last one. We'll make a decision by then. Should we be reading anything into the fact that it's another, you know, a month and a week away from any kind of decision?
Well, I think like that timing coincides with roughly the end of the parliamentary session, right? So in terms of communications, it's always seemed like the government was going to approve this deal all along, even though there has been this resistance that keeps popping up. My sense is they've just been playing for time, hoping that they can bring the public on side. And obviously, if you put it out, you know, they know there's resistance. So if you put it out December 10 or so, that gives less of time for the opposition to raise a fuss and question period. You go into the Christmas session. They're not back until February. Hopefully, from a communications point of view, from their perspective, they're hoping this just dies away.
Not even come out between the Christmas and New Year's break for sure. So
yeah, usually December 31st. Yeah, I think what you were talking about earlier about the caucus members, too. December 10th, as Bill says, is when they go home. And they
is that the day of it?
I think it's December 12th. It's right around there.
Thereabouts. But yeah, it basically then says we're going to throw this at the MPs and then not have to worry about talking to them for a month.
All right.